Let's consider the circuit and how could we find out current I by using the superposition theorem. Actually, you have to find out the power supplied by the voltage source. That means what is power P? Because we know P equals to VI. So the V is available here, it is given 10 volt and I is unknown to us. So we have to find out I. Then that current will be multiplied with this voltage which will give you the power which is delivered from the voltage source. Okay. So now how could we find out the current I by using the superposition theorem? First of all, let's consider this current source. Whenever you are supposed to consider this current source, at that time other sources will be eliminated from the circuit as per the homogeneity property. So redraw the circuit, that is case 1. This one is the case 1. So the circuit will be like this. Only this current source will be considered, 1 ampere. So this current source will be eliminated by making the circuit or branch open. So there is the open circuit. So 1 ohm, 1 ohm, that is also 1 ohm, and this current is 1 ampere. That is the open circuit, and here this voltage source will be eliminated by making the circuit short. Now only driving source is the 1 ampere current source. So obviously, if we consider this 1 ampere current source, at that time what will be the current directions of the circuit? First, current will flow, no current will flow through this branch as it is open circuit. So there is also 1 ohm resistor. So this current is flowing. One part of current tries to flow through this branch. Okay. This 1 ampere current is flowing through this resistance. At this node, current will be divided. One part is flowing through this 1 plus 1, as these two 1 ohms resistors are in series. That's why total resistance is 2 ohm. One part of current will flow through this 2 ohm. This is the current path direction. It comes back to the source, and another part of current is flowing through this branch, and then it will move and then come back to its source. Okay, so another part of current direction I am showing here, this path, and then come back, then it will come back to its source. Clear? Now this current I, here it is just in opposite direction. That's why we will consider it is I dash. The current corresponds to this I. Here in this circuit it is I dash, which is just opposite to the actual current direction which is given in the actual circuit. Now find out the current I dash. So as at this node current is divided, so obviously we should apply the current divider rule. So by using current divider rule we can get the value for I dash. So I dash equals to total current, that is 1 ampere current, multiplied with this path impedance, that is 1 plus 1, 1 plus 1, 2, divided by this path impedance plus this path impedance or resistances, that is 1 plus 1 plus 1. So you can get I3 as 2 by 3 ampere. Now it is case 2. So in case 1 we have got the value for I dash equals to 2 by 3 ampere. Now case 2. Case 2. So in that case we will consider 2 ampere. So obviously this and this will be eliminated from the circuit or replaced accordingly. 1 ohm, there is also 1 ohm. Now this will be replaced by making the branch open here. There is also 1 ohm, and the driving source is 2 ampere, and from there this voltage source will be eliminated or replaced by making the circuit short. Okay. So now 2 ampere current will be flowing through this 1 ohm. At this particular node, current will be divided. Is that it? One part will flow in this direction, another part is flowing in these directions. But now here in that particular case, 1 ohm, 1 ohm, 1 ohm, these three impedances or resistors are there, which will give you 3 ohm resistance. Whereas after this junction or node, there is no impedance in case of this branch. So ultimately, as this branch is short circuited, so entire current 2 ampere will flow through this branch. Okay. At that time, here also this current direction is not maintaining the actual direction. Okay. This is the I2. Sorry. This current is I double dash. Clear? That means I double dash is nothing but the 2 ampere. In case 2, we have come to know the value of I double dash, which is 2 ampere. Next, come to the case 3. Now we will consider case 3. Okay. Now again draw the circuit accordingly. Here in that case 3, we should consider this voltage and these two will be replaced. So what will be the circuit? So there is open. This side is also open, and only driving force or driving source is 10 volt voltage source. Clear? And its corresponding current will be considered as I triple dash. I triple dash. As this part and this part is open circuited, that's why no current will flow through this. Only this part is available through which I triple dash can be flown. Okay, so I triple dash is equals to total voltage, as this is now is series or loop circuit. This one is a series or loop circuit. So I3 double dash equals to total voltage, that is 10 volt, divided by 1 plus 1 plus 1, that is 3 ohm. So this is 10 by 3 ohm, 3 ampere. So in this manner we can find out the current I3 also. So in case 3 we have got the value for I triple dash, that is 10 by 3 ampere. Now we will apply the additivity property, that means total current I equals to, here we will apply the additivity property, that means total current I equals to I dash plus I double dash plus I triple dash, where I dash is 2 by 3, but its direction is just opposite to actual current direction I. That's why we should consider minus 2 by 3. Again, in case of I double dash, again same thing is happening. That means I2 is just opposite to the actual direction I. So again we should consider minus 2. Then I triple dash, only I triple dash is maintaining the actual current direction. Okay, that's why it will be considered as positive. So I triple dash equals to plus 10 by 3. Therefore, I equals to 0.667 amperes. Now power P equals to VI, where V equals to 10 volt, and now current I equals to 0.667 ampere. That means 6.67 watt. That is the answer.